Hello everyone, I am back with another little video that I want to just talk about little things that are on my mind in relation to gaming. And so, Elden Ring, sorry, that's the only game that exists, Elden Ring. No, Elder Scrolls Oblivion has been released. It was released a couple days ago, and it is doing extremely well. Glad to see it. And so, unfortunately, there's no physical copy announcement, which really sucks because I want to support physical gaming, physical copies in general, and they're not making it easy. They want to push out the digital version first. Before I get started into all of that, I want to show the Oblivion Remaster official page, the official website. And this is kind of continuing on the remake remaster discussion a little bit, but I just wanted to show, of course, we all know it was remastered. So look what it says. Remastered modernizes the 2006 Game of the Year with all new stunning visuals and refined gameplay. I could have swore it said rebuilt from the ground up, actually. Where did that go? Did they remove that? That's interesting. Maybe I'm having a brain fart, but blah blah blah. Exploring, all inspired. Huh. Okay. But anyway, still, I just wanted to show how they describe this version of Oblivion. New stunning visuals and refined gameplay. There was actually a discussion I had on a group chat about remixes. Where does remix fall in? Is remix redundant? And I feel like remix is definitely an important aspect to throw in to the three re's. This is what I like to call them, the three re's: remaster, remix, and then remake. Now, remaster and remix just cannot overlap into remake. Because once you enter the remake territory, then you're entering new games. So it kind of there's really no bridge exactly except for remaster. Remaster can enter the remake, but remix cannot overlap the remake, if that makes any sense. Because the moment you enter the remake territory, you are... Okay, for example, Spyro, the remastered collection. You do have reimagined aspects such as the dragons. They do not look the same compared to the original. That is reimagining the looks of the dragon. Therefore, remaster can overlap with remake. But what about the remix aspect of it? Why can't that be considered a remix? It's definitely a good back and forth. But anyway, before I get started with that, we're talking about physical media on this one. Because now I'm starting to think back about, oh yeah, that's a good point. But anyway, we need physical copies of video games, and I'm about to explain why. I don't know how many times people have heard this. I don't know how many times I feel like a lot more people need to know about basically the conclusion of a digital game. Now, you have low risk digital purchases and you have high risk digital purchases. In my opinion, Oblivion is a very low risk digital purchase. Why? Because there is no pop music in it, basically. Let's just say Back in Black was for whatever reason in Oblivion, then there might be a problem. However, I would hope that Back in Black is not an important song in Oblivion that would cause the game to be removed. So you would simply just remove the track. So, I have a few examples here. A game that has affected me enough to where I actually had to buy the physical copy was actually Little Big Planet. Now, Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3, all of them are removed. Why? Because of music licensing. The game wouldn't function properly. Imagine if all the songs in From Software games had to be removed, you're basically removing a lot of atmosphere. So with Little Big Planet, if you're playing through a level and there's no song, their game is probably going to have low reputation, a bad reputation. Oh, I'm playing this level and there's no music in it. This stinks. And so, what's the safest thing for them to do? Remove it entirely. But the saving grace is if you have the physical copy, you can still experience all those songs because those songs are on the disc. Grand Theft Auto 4 has the same thing, but the thing is that Grand Theft Auto 4 is still available. Grand Theft Auto 4 does have original music. Same, also the Little Big Planet games also have original music. However, like I said, each level has certain songs associated. But as of right now, I know this is from 7 years ago. Sources from GTA forums. A total of 50 songs have been removed from Grand Theft Auto 4. However, if you have the physical copy, all those songs will still be contained in the game. But if you can still download Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PS3. I mean, I have, and I'm not going to have all this music. They need to either remaster Grand Theft Auto 4, or I need to buy the physical copy. I had no idea all these songs were missing, because these are all licenses that run out, and there's a very consistent time window, 10 years. And I have bad news for people that bought Sackboy Big Adventure digitally. Look at this. Toxic by Britney Spears. Uptown Funk, performed by Mark Ronson and featuring Bruno Mars. Mayday. Where's the David Bowie song? It's on here. Just Dance. Let's Dance, sorry. Performed by David Bowie. Look, these are probably not very cheap music licenses to have. And I don't know what they were thinking when they were, I mean, those musical levels are awesome, but they really should have created original tracks for those levels. Therefore, that would have extended the digital length. However, this game was released in 2020. What year is it now? 2025. You have 5 years to play this game digitally, or at least download it, and then it's removed. Now, is this game incredibly popular? No. Astrobot is really going to overshadow this game for sure. However, there's going to be several people that really enjoy. I mean, I like this game, but thankfully I do have it physically. It's going to be very interesting in 2030 when this game is removed. And there's no question about it. It will be removed. Why? Why am I so certain? Because this game doesn't have a big enough fan base to keep it alive. They didn't keep Little Big Planet alive. They removed Little Big Planet 2 almost pretty much 10 years exactly. And then they removed Little Big Planet 1. I actually have it right here. Little Big Planet 1. So it was released in 2009. When was it delisted? Oh wow, yeah, look at that. 2019. Proof's right there. $10 years. You have 10 years to play your games, especially if they have licensed music. There's actually a lot of games on here I didn't realize I lost. I've lost money right here. Tony Hawk is another one, and that's going to be another big point I'm going to make. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD. Of course, these two Tony Hawk games were not very popular, therefore they did not even last 10 years. I believe so. Let's see, initial release date 2015, and of course it's 2025. It would have been still here, roughly. When was it officially taken down? 2020. It didn't even. It lasted 5 years. Sackboy Big Adventure may not even have 5 years left. It may be delisted in a year or two. It depends on how many people are still buying it, and that's a shame. which brings me to my next point. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Look at the music. All of this music. I'm warning everybody. Anybody watching, I'm warning you. You buy this game digitally, 10 years from now, this game releases in what, June? July. 10 years? We're talking about 2035. More than likely, you're not going to be able to download this game anymore and play it. It's going to be gone. You do not own it. You do not own digital content. You do, however, obviously own physical content. And I'm just telling this to people just to say, hey, 10 years from now, you might want to play this game again. There are a lot of games that I want to play that I have from 20 years ago. Almost 30 years ago. Wolverine's Revenge is one of my favorite games of all time. And it was released, what, 2003? Over 20 years ago. Now, it doesn't have any pop songs on it. Let's use a better example, like Tony Hawk's Underground. Released around the same time, I think 2002. Has a lot of licensed music. However, it's a physical copy. I can still play it. I don't have to worry about any kind of songs removed. Now here's the thing, I'm not against remasters. I am not against remasters at all. I feel like remasters are extremely necessary, especially for a control adapt time. Control adapt time is definitely a big issue about trying to get into new games. Like Twisted Metal for PS1, Twisted Metal for PS2, Twisted Metal 1 and 2, 3, 4 for PS1, Small Brawl. Those games are rather hard to get into because the controls are not very smooth. And these remasters give an extra boost of life into these games, and they're also easier on the eyes as well. So, just diving a little bit more into the remake territory again. And where was I? Yep. Oh, here it is. I had it up here all along. So you got a lot. Look, Burnout Paradise. Here's another thing I wanted to mention. Burnout Paradise. You got games that are removed simply because there's a remaster for PS4. So you have, let's just say you have Burnout Paradise. You're playing on the PS3, and then, oh man, I want to delete it so I can make more room. Now, there might be some cases where they remove it from the store, but you can still download it. But that wasn't the case for me with Little Big Planet 2. It was delisted and also removed entirely as a download. Now, maybe it's different for a game like Burnout Paradise. Maybe you can still download it since you bought it, but more than likely, you won't be able to download it at all because they want to push the remaster. Look, Batman or Arkham Origins. Now, a lot of these games are not going to be super popular. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed 3, delisted. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, I was definitely big at buying digital games at one time. A lot of these games I actually bought, and I realized that I can no longer look Deadpool. And that was mainly because of the whole Marvel thing. You'll notice a lot of Marvel games are on here because of the whole Disney thing. It's a shame. Look at that, Dragon's Dogma Horizon. I'm pretty sure that was due to the remaster that came out. Some of these are actually unknown. The reason for the game's delisting is unknown, but you can still pay for the PS3 copy. You can go to a store and you can go to a gaming store and pick it up and have it, put it in your PS3 and just start playing. Driver of San Francisco. Wonder why was this due to music licensing? Something about. Yeah, right here. This is what I was looking for. Impressive playlist of licensed songs. Gone. Now, they say DuckTales Remastered was relisted, but I don't see it on the PlayStation Store. It is on Steam, however. But I wanted to go through these real quick I don't have a whole lot of time to go through them, but definitely rethink before you want to buy a digital game, especially something like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, because it will matter. Yeah, you can play the game for maybe 10 years. You might have to be. 10 years is not guaranteed. 10 years is just the max. You might have 5 years. You might not have as long as you think you do. Digital, owning physical copy is not just some kind of ego trip of, oh, I must own these games. No, there's actually a good reason on why you want to have physical media. I understand that there is a convenience to download these games digitally. I'm like, oh, I just want to click on the game, blah blah blah, and just play and be on my way. Yeah, convenience is a big seller. That's how they get a lot of people. Like, download the game now, start playing right now. Yeah, but anyway, that's all I want to say on this topic for the day. Maybe I can expand on it later when I look up more information. But this is really the big point about pretty much the biggest negative about digital games. Of course, I love physical copies of video games. I love seeing them on my shelf, but the one thing that's guaranteed is that I don't have to worry about these games being delisted. I will always be able to stick them in the system and play them. I can play them offline. Yeah, I don't need the internet to play my games. There's some rumors saying that you need some kind of initial process on the online, but I've never seen it. So, but Elder Scrolls is a very safe digital. If you must buy something digital, definitely Oblivion Remastered. It's very safe. No music licenses, and more than likely is going to last. It's definitely going to last past 10 years. It's going to be on Steam forever. There's no reason why it would be removed. Therefore, I think it's a safe bet that you can buy this and it'll be on your store probably for 30 years. So anyway, that's all I need to say about that. And if you have any thoughts, anything you want to say back about digital versus physical, definitely express yourself in the comment section. Let's talk about this and make some good points. I'll talk to everybody later. Have a great day.